everybody. Changed up my hair. I was gonna go all the way green, but I'm gonna leave it blonde for a little bit, and then maybe I'll go green in the future. But I just wanted to address how I said the other time about reserved parking spaces. So I'm here in Breezewood, Pennsylvania, and I think there's probably a lot of people that come through here because it's like at the intersection of two interstates. So there's really only 2 truck stops in town, but each of them have like about 200 spots. So they're pretty big. And this one I pulled into, the TA, is pretty big as well. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll have no problem finding parking. I'm parking pretty early in the day anyways and all this stuff. I pull in there and I am not even kidding you. Half of the parking spots are reserved. I'll like even show you here. I'll look, see. Okay, so you see all the spots that have that those yellow and blue things? Well, they make sure that those are reserved. So literally all of over there, hopefully you can see that, is reserved. And then over here, like literally over there, those are all reserved. So from there all the way to the end, and then there's like 2 or 3 rows over there. So that's probably a good, like, yeah, probably like 50 to 75 spots of the 200 are reserved only, which means, again, you have to pay in order to use them, which I think is ridiculous. But I was able to find a parking spot that's not reserved because not doing that yet. And I did have an issue because I was filling up on DEF, which is the diesel exhaust fluid, which for if you're a clean idle truck, you need that. So basically, like, you don't blow that black clouds of smoke that other trucks do because they're not clean idle. So I went to my actual fuel stop, but they didn't have it at the pump. So I went in and I was like, hey, you guys have DEF? And they're like, yeah, we have it in the container, but FYI, it might not go through on your EFS card because your company might not cover it. And wouldn't you know, of course mine doesn't either. So I called and they wouldn't authorize it just because it's so expensive in the bottle versus if you're getting it at the pump, it's a lot cheaper. So basically they're like, you need to go somewhere else. So went to the TA here, just down the street, and yeah, filled up there, which wasn't too bad. It was like 10 to 12 gallons. It was only $30. I wish gas was that cheap, or even diesel. Either or, that'd be great, because that's really cheap. Hey everybody, so I have a first that has happened to me. I am in Wisconsin. I'm actually in Green Bay. I drove about 30 miles to get here, and I was picking up from here, and I was gonna get to go south, which I was super excited for because it's like 40 degrees out right now. I'm going to Tennessee, or I was supposed to go to Tennessee, and it was supposed to be delivered in 2 days, which is totally doable. And so I was excited. I get here and I go to check in at the office, and I give them my numbers and everything, and they're like, that doesn't pick up until the 11th. And then they're like, oh, do you have any other numbers and all this stuff? And I was like, no, I don't have any other numbers. This is what I got. And so I called, or I sent in like a message to my dispatch. And then like 10 minutes later, they called and they're like, oh yeah, it was supposed to be for next week, so we canceled it. So now I get to sit here for I don't know how long, and they try to find me another load. I mean, I'm in Green Bay, so I feel like there should be like a lot of stuff that's coming out of here. I just don't know if it's coming out of this specific warehouse or not. And it's probably not going to go down to Tennessee, which I'm super sad about, because the last couple of times I've been out, it's just been east and west, which is fine. But I mean, it would be nice if we go down south where it's warmer. Honestly, I would not be mad if they got me something from like here down to like Texas. That'd be really nice, because we do have some freight that goes down to Texas. And then It'd be really cool if it like went down to Texas and went over to the East Coast, up to Pennsylvania, and then back across. And then by then I would probably be home. So that would be nice, but that's probably not going to happen. Like ideally that would be the best thing though, is that you just stay out, you kind of just do this circle thing, but I tend to do this like back and forth thing, less of a circle, more just like go here, then go back there, then go over here, then go here. It's whatever. I mean, I can't really complain. It's miles either way, but you know, it would be nice to go south when it gets cold. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It'd just be nice.